నమస్కారం. డాక్టర్ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ సార్వత్రిక విశ్వవిద్యాలయ విద్యార్థులకు స్వాగతం.
An entry acts as a building block for a library catalogue. Each entry in a catalogue gives description of a book and other reading materials in a simple way to disclose to the readers the resources of the library. Normally, a document is made up of number of elements such as author, title, publication, edition, etc. From these elements, the important elements are identified and are arranged in an order to give the description of a document. The process of identification of the elements from a document and its description has been standardized in order to achieve the uniformity in the production of the entries. For this purpose, the standardized catalog codes such as Anglo-American cataloging rules and the classified catalog code have provided respectively their guidelines for the preparation of the main entries and the added entries. Now we can see what the term entry means. For the term entry, various authors given various definitions. According to Random House Dictionary of the English Language, the term entry has been defined as the act of recording something in a book or register, etc. In the context of libraries, the entry refers to a catalog record which gives a detailed description of a document that are added to the library collection to help the user in location of the document and thereby in exploiting the information resources of the library. The same term has been defined by according to Anglo-American cataloging rules as the entry is the complete unit of description about any item listed in a catalog. The same thing has been defined by Ranganathan as the entry is an ultimate unit record in a catalog or a documentation list. After having a discussion about the definitions, now we can see what is the importance of an entry. In cataloging practice, the entries are assuming of greater importance by giving the complete bibliographic description about a document such as author, title, publication, edition, joint authors, collaborators, subject, series, title, pagination and ISBN. The entries are assisting the readers in locating quickly the resources available in the library. But all these elements are not equally important. Among all the elements given in a description of a document, the author element occupies more important. After the author element, the title element occupies the secondary importance. Hence, the cataloger should take utmost care in selection of the elements and arrangement of these elements on the basis of their importance. Ultimately, the result is the final product of an entry. By and large, most of the catalog codes such as Anglo-American cataloging rules and the classified catalog code had provided the guidelines for the preparation of the entries for a variety of documents. Most of the elements that are required for the preparation of the entries are ascertained from title page and its overflow pages. But later, if there are any gaps are found in the preparation of the elements and selection of the elements, those gaps are filled up later by referring the reference sources. The cataloger prepare the cataloging entries as scientifically as possible in the light of the cataloging rules to produce the useful catalogs to the collection of the libraries. After discussing about the importance of an entry, now you can see what is the format of an entry. The card catalog is the most widely used and accepted form of the catalog. This card form has replaced the earlier forms of the catalog such as the book form and the sheaf form. The obvious reasons for choosing this card catalog is that the entry prepared on each card forms as a unit card, and this unit card system helps the cataloger in arranging and rearranging the entries in a desired fashion and desired way on the basis of their requirement. But the most recent forms of the catalogs are the microfilm, microfiche and the computer printed cards. The normal size of the catalog card is that 12.5 into 7.5 centimeters. Horizontally the size is 12.5 centimeters and vertically the size is 7.5 centimeters. Whereas the same thing can be said in inches as 5 into 3 inches. If you observe the physical format of the catalogue, the format of the catalogue card is having normally 2 vertical lines and 1 horizontal line. The first vertical line is called as the first indentation and the second vertical line is called as the second indentation. There will be also the third indentation which is imaginary. The horizontal line is called as the leading line. In the leading line only, the entry heading will normally be given. The entry heading will be given normally for either the personal author or corporate body or sometimes a combination of both. The entry heading normally starts from the first indentation of the card catalogue, and the call number will normally be given in the upper left hand side corner of the catalogue card, whereas the accession number will be given in the 7th line left hand side of the catalogue card, whereas the description part starts from the second indentation and continues through the first indentation. And this card catalogue may be either handwritten or printed or typed. And if the card catalogue is handwritten, in such cases the card is provided with thinner lines to the cataloger to help the cataloger to write in the straight lines. And after having a discussion of the format of the entry, now we can see what is the parts of an entry. The main entry normally consisting of 2 parts. The first part is called as the entry heading and the second part is called as the descriptive part. Here the entry heading is the heading for the main entry. While deciding the heading for the main entry, the problem of the determination of the authorship has been erased. Here the authorship responsibility may be either the personal author or corporate body or sometimes a combination of both. The rules for choice of heading in the main entry will be decided on the basis of the rules provided under Chapter 21 of the Anglo-American Cataloging Rules. These rules covers the personal author, corporate body and also the cases where the authorship is not determinable. We have to remember that the entry heading should always be provided under the better known form of the author's name. In the case of personal authors, the geographical, linguistic and the cultural background of the author influence on the structure of the names. And whereas the descriptive part is completely based on the description given in General International Standard for Bibliographic Description. And this framework has been developed by International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions. The Joint Steering Committee of the Anglo-American Cataloging Rules has also been adopted it during its revision policy. These rules are provided in Part 1 of the Anglo-American Cataloging Rules 2. And after having a discussion about the parts of an entry, now we can see what are the areas of the main entry according to the ASR 2. The main entry of the ASR 2 normally categorized into 8 areas. First area is the heading area and the second area is the title and statement of responsibility area. Third area is fiscal description. Fourth area is series and fifth area is notes. Sixth one is standard number and terms of availability area and the seventh one is the tracings area and the last area is the call number area. In the heading area, normally the heading place occupied by the either the personal author or corporate body, and in case if the authorship is completely absent, then the heading area is occupied by the title. And in the title and statement of responsibility area, normally there will be 4 areas. The first area is the title area. In the title area, the title proper will come first, and after the title proper, including the alternative title will be given here, and after that the general material designation area details will be given, and after that the parallel title and information if there is anything on subtitle, and after that the statement of responsibility, and after the statement of responsibility the subsequent statement of responsibility will be given. And coming to the edition area, the edition number will be given. After the edition number, the statement of responsibility relating to the particular edition will be given, and after the statement of responsibility, the subsequent edition statement will be given in this area. And the third area is the material specific details. In this area, in case of cartographic materials, the statement of scale and projection details will be given. And in the case of serial publications, the alphabetic or numeric or chronological designation number will be given here. And the fourth area is the publication and distribution area. In case of publication and distribution area, the publisher details such as name of the publisher, place of publication and year of publication details will be given. If the publication details are completely absent, in such cases the details about the manufacturer such as the place of the manufacturer, year of the manufacturing and name of the manufacturing details will be given. And after the publication and distribution area, the third area is the fiscal description area. In the fiscal description area, first the extent of item details will be given. Here the information regarding the number of pages or number of volumes, number of discs or number of frames will be given. And after the extent of item, the information regarding the other fiscal details will be given. Here other fiscal details means here the illustrative details, the playing speed and also the material of which made, such kind of details will be given here. And after that the details about the dimensions. Dimensions means here the details such as height and diameter details will be given. And here the fourth element is the accompanying material. Accompanying material means along with the main document, if there are any accompanying materials, the details such as about such accompanying materials will be given here. And after the fiscal description area, the next area is the series area. In the series area, first the name of the series will be given. After the name of the series, the statement of responsibility relating to that particular series will be given, and after that the ISSN number, next the series number, and after that if there is any sub series, then details about that sub series, and after that if there is more than one kind of series to that particular document, then the second and subsequent series details will be given next. And if the document is having more than one series, in such cases such kind of details will be given separately in the parenthesis. And after the series area, the next area is the notes area. In the notes area, each kind of notes will be given separately in each paragraph. And after the notes area, the next sixth area is the standard number and terms of availability area. In the standard number and terms of availability area, the first kind of the element is either the ISBN number or the ISSN number. And after the ISBN number has been given, the information regarding the serial publications such as the key title of the serial will be given in case of serial publications. And after this, the price of the document, the third element is the price of the document, and after that the document is available with whom, such kind of details will be given in this area. And after this, the seventh area is the tracings area. In tracings area, the information regarding the headings about the added entries will be given here. Here the added entries information means the information regarding the joint other added entries, or the collaborator added entries, or the subject added entries, the title added entries, or the series added entries will be given here. And after the tracings area, the last and the final area is the call number area. In the call number area, the details such as the class number, book number and the collection number will be given. And after discussing about the areas involved in the main entry of the Anglo-American Cataloging Rules 2, the discussion now we can have on the levels of description. On the basis of the areas discussed under the description of the main entry, the ASR 2 has prescribed 3 levels of description. Here 3 levels of description means there are in the first kind of first level of the description, only the minimum information about the document that is required for the purpose of the identification of the document will be given here. Here the minimum information about the document means the information such as title and the statement of responsibility relating to that particular title, and after that the edition information, and after that the place, name and year of publication details, and after that the notes information and extent of physical details such as extent of item, and after that finally the standard number details. This much of brief information will be given about the document which are required for the purpose of the identification of the document. And after the first level, the second level of description will give the somewhat fuller description about the document, whereas coming to the third level of description, the third level here the almost all complete information about the bibliographic details of the complete information about the document will be given as prescribed in the Anglo-American Cataloging Rules of 2. However, the choice of the level of description mainly depends upon the size, services and the requirements of the library. And after having a discussion about the levels of description, now we can see what are the various types of entries involved in the catalogue. Normally in the cataloging practice, the types of entries that are prepared in a catalog are mainly categorized into two types. The first entry is called as the main entry and the second category of entries are the added entries. Main entry is the entry that gives the maximum information about the document. The same thing, that is the main entry, has been defined by the standardized catalog code such as Anglo-American cataloging rules has been defined as the main entry is an entry which gives a complete catalog record of an item presented in the form by which the entity is to be uniformly identified and cited. Here the main entry not only records the essential information which is useful and relevant for the purpose of the identification and location of the document, but also it discloses the information on the headings under which the added entries are to be normally be prepared for a particular document. The tracings information that is provided in the main entry at the bottom of the card is useful for maintaining the catalog up to date. But as emphasized by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, the main entry once has been prepared, it becomes a master record of the library catalog. The main entry once prepared on the basis of sound scientific grounds, it becomes a basis for the preparation of the all added entries. The main entry is the fullest entry and by looking into it, the added entries are prepared very easily. And after having a discussion about the main entry, now we can see what is an added entry. Added entries are normally called as a secondary entry that forms a complement to the main entry. And these kind of entries are normally gives the information only briefly information about that particular document. These kind of entries normally cannot give the much details as prescribed in main entry of the ASR 2. The added entries generally consists of sufficient information in order to help the reader to the main entry. The elements that are normally involved in added entries generally consist of author, title, publication, edition, date and the call number. But this kind of details are exactly being true in the case of the entries of the classified catalog code. But whereas in the case of the Anglo-American cataloging rules 2, the added entries having almost all the information what the main entries are having. Here the term added entry has been defined by different authors in different ways. The term added entry has been defined by Anglo-American cataloging rules 2 as an entry which is additional to the main entry by which an item is represented in a catalog other than the main entry, that is a secondary entry. The same thing has been defined by Ranganathan as any entry other than the main entry is called as added entry. But the same term has been defined by the International Conference on Cataloging Principles as an entry giving partial or full information about a particular bibliographic unit other than the main entry. After having a discussion about the definition of the main added entry, now we can see what is the need for an added entry. In the main entry of the heading area, normally the entry heading will be given either for the personal author or for corporate body. And in case of the authorship is the completely absent, in such cases the entry heading will be given for title. In such cases, until and unless either the personal author name or corporate body name, or in some cases when the entry heading is having a combination of both, the title is known to the user, the reader cannot look into the bibliographic details of that particular document. However, sometimes apart from these three elements, that is the personal author or corporate body or title, sometimes the users may come with some other kinds of approaches such as the joint author approach or collaborator approach or subject approach or series approach. In such cases, in order to satisfy the reader coming with any kind of approaches, the added entries are to be prepared. Normally, the various kinds of added entries that are normally being prepared in a catalog are the subject added entries, the joint author added entries, the collaborator added entries, the series added entries, title added entries, reference entries and finally the analytical entries. Here the subject added entries means the added entries that are prepared with that particular subject headings are called as subject added entries. And after the subject added entries, the added entries for the joint authors if any. Sometimes the document may be having more than one authors. In such cases, the main entry will be prepared for the first author, and for the second and third authors, the joint author added entries will be prepared. And in case of third kind of added entries are the collaborator added entries. In case of collaborator added entries, the collaborator added entries are normally being prepared for editor, translator, illustrator and compiler. If the document is having any of this kind of collaborators, then the collaborator added entries are prepared and for such kind of persons. And after the collaborator added entries, the other kind of added entries are the series added entries. The series added entries are normally being prepared for the name of the series, and similarly the title added entries. The title added entries are also normally being prepared for the name of the title. And after this, another kind of added entries are the reference entries. The reference entries are normally being prepared to refer the reader from one heading to the main entry. Such kind of reference entries are normally being prepared for pseudonyms, synonyms and also if there is any variations in the spellings. In such cases only the reference entries have been prepared. Such kind of reference entries are normally being called as the C reference entries. In some cases, the C also reference entries have also been prepared in order to refer the user from one heading to the related heading. And the last kind of the added entries are the analytical entries. Analytical entries are the entries that are normally being prepared for a part of an item. Analytical entries are normally being three types: the author analytical entries, title analytical entries and the subject analytical entries. Analytical entry has been defined by in different ways, but the standardized definition has been given by according to Anglo-American Catalogue rules, and the analytical entry has been defined by according to Anglo-American Catalogue rules as an entry that can be prepared for a part of an item for which a comprehensive entry has already been made. Normally such kind of entries have been prepared in order to bring to the notice of the reader the important topics that are covered in that particular document. Now finally, we can take one example and see what kind of entries are required to be prepared for this particular title. Here the details that are given in the particular example are: the title is the marketing management and consisting of some subtitle also, the analysis, planning and control, and this document is the second edition. This document is prepared by, that is the authorship is the Philip Kotler, belongs to Northwestern University, and this document has also been further translated into Hindi by Subhash Gupta. And the publication details given in this particular example is Prentice Hall of India, New Delhi, 1972. And the call number of this particular example is 658.8 KOT/72, and the accession number of this particular example is 9876, and the name of the series given in this example is Prentice series in marketing management, and the series number is number 2, and the notes information given in this example is this document contains bibliography and index, and the standard number of this particular document is 81/7000/1111/0, and the pagination of this particular example is, the preliminary pages of this particular document is 9 pages, and whereas the textual pages are 306 pages, and the size of this particular example is 22 centimeters. And now on the basis of these details, we can see how we have to prepare the main entry. Since this particular example is having only one kind of authorship, that it is Philip Kotler, here the entry heading should be given under the name of the Philip Kotler only. So in the leading line, that is entry heading should be given as Kotler, Philip, and in the descriptive part, first the name of the title will be given, that is marketing management, and subtitle is analysis, planning and control / statement of responsibility, that is Philip Kotler, and after that semicolon and subsequent statement of responsibility. Here in this particular example, the subsequent statement of responsibility is that this particular document has been translated into Hindi by Subhash Gupta. These details are given, will be given in the subsequent statement of responsibility as translated into Hindi by Subhash Gupta, area punctuation mark, and the edition information is the second edition and again area punctuation mark, and the publication details are New Delhi Prentice, 1972. And after that the pagination in the physical description area, the pagination details will be given such as preliminary pages, that is 9, textual pages are 306 pages, size is 22 centimeters, and within the parenthesis the series information. After the pagination, the series information will be given in the parenthesis. First the name of the series will come, that is Prentice series in marketing management, and after that this in this title there is no statement of responsibility relating to the series. So, we are leaving that area, and after that the series number will be given as 2. Then we close the parenthesis and put a full stop, and after that series area, in the notes area, since this title is having the bibliography and index, the information will be given as includes bibliography and index. And after the notes information, finally the standard number information, that is the ISBN information will be given. The ISBN is 81-7000-111-0, and after the ISBN the tracings information will be given at the bottom of the card. The tracings information means this is the information that can be useful for the preparation of the added entries. Here in the tracings information, first the information regarding the subject added entries will be given. Here this particular title is having the title of marketing management. Here the user may come with two kind of approaches of the subject, that is one is marketing and another subject is the marketing management. So, here the subject headings, two kinds of subject headings will be given. The first heading is the marketing and second subject heading is the marketing management. And after that the joint other added entries, here this particular title does not have any second or third other, this particular example does not have any joint other added entries. And after that the collaborator added entries. In the collaborator added entries, this document has been translated into Hindi by Subhash Gupta. So, one more added entry will be prepared by Subhash Gupta, that is Gupta -Subhash full stop. And after the collaborator added entries, the title added entry will be given, and finally the series added entry. So, for this particular example we are preparing one main entry and 5 added entries. The first 2 added entries are for subject headings, and one more added entry for Subhash Gupta, and one more added entry for title, and last the added entry for series. And in our today's topic, so far we have discussed the topics such as what is the definition of the main entry, what is the importance of the main entry, and what is the format of the main entry, and what are the parts of an entry, and what are the areas of the main entry according to the Anglo-American cataloging rules, and finally and what are the various kinds of the entries.
మా కార్యక్రమాలపై మీ సూచనలు సలహాలు తెలియచేయండి. మీ సూచనలు సలహాలు తెలియచేయవలసిన చిరునామా డైరెక్టర్ ఆడియో విజువల్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అండ్ రీసెర్చ్ సెంటర్, డాక్టర్ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ ఓపెన్ యూనివర్సిటీ, ప్రొఫెసర్ జి రామరెడ్డి మార్గ్, రోడ్ నంబర్ 46, జూబ్లీ హిల్స్, హైదరాబాద్ 500033.